I'm Alex Dykes, and today we're inside a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Eco, and we're taking a look at the infotainment and navigation system that is optional in this model. It is very similar to what you'll find in the rest of the Hyundai lineup, most notably the Hyundai Genesis. Now, there are a few older systems available in Hyundai's lineup, and those are going to be a little bit less feature-rich than the one we're taking a look at today, but I do expect this system to migrate its way across the Hyundai lineup in short order. Let's take a look at the basics of the system. We have an SD card slot right over here for our mapping database, single slot optical disc player, eject button, and display button right over here to enable and disable the display. Below the large and easy to read touchscreen, we have a button bank right across the bottom. This is very similar to what you'll find in the Hyundai Genesis. Power volume knob right over here on the left, tune and file knob for navigating media over there on the right. We have direct access buttons on the bottom for radio, media, phone, our BlueLink telematics system, dedicated track up and down buttons. Map button takes you on over to the map, and the Navi button really is basically a destination button. We also have an info button and setup for system settings. Let's start things out in order of those direct access buttons. We're taking a look at the radio right now. You can see that we are on FM radio. It is an HD radio station, as you can see. Now, we do have access to AM, FM, and Sirius XM with these tabs across the top, and we have presets that are separate from the different inputs. So the FM presets, the AM presets, and the Sirius XM presets are all separate. You can enable and disable HD radio right over here, and you can turn on and off the info. Another interesting option that works in pretty much every audio input in this system is this little Soundhound icon right over here. I can click that button and the system will now listen to what's playing and then tell me what's playing. So if we didn't have that album or track information right there from the station that we're listening to, you can actually choose this. It'll tell you what's playing. It'll actually give you album art, etc. You also have access to the lyrics just by clicking on this little button right down here, and you can actually see the lyrics to this particular song. Going back, we'll go on over to the Sirius XM tab, where we also see something very interesting going on here. In addition to that Soundhound option, we also have these little record icons right here on the first 6 presets. That's because this system actually records this Sirius XM sound for you, and you can actually rewind, as you can see right there. And all of these stations are recording simultaneously, so I can go on over to the blend right over here, and I can also rewind on that station, fast forward, or play live. As I scroll down the stations, you'll notice that only the first 6 stations are recorded, so all these other presets that are going on right here in the vehicle, these are not recorded. However, if I clicked on this particular station and we're listening to this, I can still rewind on this particular station. It's just not constantly recording. Another handy feature that a lot of vehicles leave out is we have a direct tune option right here. So if you wanted one of those higher stations like 115, which is CNN, it takes you a lot of scrolling and tuning in many systems to get there. But in this system, you can just type that number in and click enter. Going on over to the media tab, we do have an iPod interface in our particular vehicle. I had no problem powering some of the higher draw devices like iPads or large tablets with this system. We again have the Soundhound option because if you had a USB key and you had songs that weren't properly labeled, you could listen to them and see what they are. If we click the list button, this is how you would browse your iDevice or your USB media device. We have full access to albums, artists, genres, playlists, etc. One thing missing in this system is voice command access to your media device. However, this system does support Siri pass-through as well as the Google pass-through for voice command. Press and hold on the voice command button, and you'll notice now it says Siri. You can command Siri or your Google voice command option to do pretty much everything you want. Scooting on over to the phone interface, we have a typical Bluetooth phone interface with call history, contacts, favorites, etc. The next option is BlueLink, and BlueLink is the connected telematics system that Hyundai gives with this vehicle. It operates somewhat similar to General Motors OnStar with a built-in cellular modem for data services. So we have driving info right over here, and you can see your acceleration, your deceleration, your speed distribution, your driving distance on this particular journey. As you can see, we've been doing a lot of idling during this video shoot. We can also go back and we can actually get things downloaded to this vehicle with Send to Car, vehicle diagnostics, and we have access to our BlueLink settings. This system has a cellular modem built into it, and you will have to pay for those cellular services after the initial trial period has expired. Obviously, you can continue using the systems that do not depend on that data service without the data service. Scooting on over, we have our map database right over here. We do have traffic information displayed on the map. It is very snappy as well. This is very different than some of those other systems out there that are a little bit sluggish. One thing that disappointed me a little bit is that the traffic information stops at this particular zoom level, so it's a little bit difficult in a larger metropolitan area to zoom out and get traffic information about your destination if it's further away. The Navi button is where we go for destination entry. Again, we can scroll on this particular screen. We have a large number of options here: direct access to restaurants, gas stations, emergency, as well as other point of interest categories. You can enter coordinates, you can enter intersections, freeway entrances, and phone numbers as well. The direct access buttons on the bottom are programmable, so you can go to office, phone, whatever it is that you want to add there. Because we have that data modem, we also have this Google local search, which is available while you're driving as well in a nice touch, so you can have your passenger enter something for you. The Google search is very snappy, and we'll just type in tortilla here and see what restaurants come up. You'll notice that we have a little 3G icon right over there that indicates that the data service was active and is downloading information. You'll now see that the only option that popped up is Tortilla House Taqueria. We can just click on that. It will load details about that Google destination. We now have a map with that location, and we can set it as a destination. Interacting with this navigation system can also be done with natural voice commands, of course, and they do work very well, just about as well as every other entry in this segment. If we click on over to the Info button, you'll see that we have some additional services. We have Pandora, again that's Soundhound, we have voice commands right over here, SiriusXM data, quick guide, and an app download option. Voice commands gives you help for the voice commands, so you can really see what you can do in this system via voice command. The apps option is where you can add additional apps to the vehicle. We have our download center. We also have the Honda Assurance Car Care app right there that comes with the vehicle. Hyundai does tell us that they will be adding future apps at a later date. The Pandora app streams data off of your smartphone. It does not use the built-in cellular modem in the system. So you can see my smartphone now has a Hyundai logo, and it shows that the Pandora app is connected. It is now streaming this audio right over using my data plan on my smartphone. We can thumbs up, thumbs down, pause, and skip tracks. We also have access to our station list right in here. Again, we can scroll around that way. We also have, in this menu option, the ability to bookmark tracks and bookmark artists. Moving on over to the setup options, this is where you'll find the ability to adjust vehicle settings. We also have our Wi-Fi interface, because this vehicle does have a Wi-Fi card in it. As you can see, we can access various Wi-Fi networks that are out and available in this area. Overall, this latest infotainment system from Hyundai really takes things to the next level. This is very competitive with the entries from Ford, General Motors, as well as Chrysler. I rank this above the systems from Toyota in terms of feature content and usability, and definitely above the systems from Honda in terms of usability. The feature content with the built-in cellular modem is very similar to Chrysler's Uconnect or the latest versions of General Motors' Cadillac Q system. The major omission in this software really is the ability to voice command your USB or your media device without using that device's built-in voice command. So we can pass through the Siri commands as I showed you, but you can't just click the button and say play artist Madonna, play artist Toby Keith, like you can in Uconnect or in My Ford Touch. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Again, I'm Alex Dykes, and this has been the infotainment system in the 2015 Hyundai Sonata. If you want to know more about the Hyundai Sonata, go ahead and find that video on my channel. I do have a complete review of the 2015 Eco model. You can also find me over at facebook.com/AlexNautos, over at Twitter as AlexNautos, and you can always email your questions to alex@alexnautos.com. I'll see you next week.